Hey everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple cat.
And Paul, with our Christmas decorations over us.
Yeah, okay, so we're recording this on Saturday, the 20th of December, 2025.
Yes, we are.
And it's a little bit of a special episode because Paul's going to be talking about the fact that today is the cutoff day for getting in on the Christmas draw. And trust me, you want to be in on it. It's going to be awesome.
Mhm.
But before we jump into all of that, I want to take a moment to talk about something that happened 6 days ago, last Sunday. What was it? I don't have a calendar in front of me. So that would have been on Sunday, the
Sunday
14th, the
the 5th.
14th,
Yeah, 14th.
the
Yeah.
14th of December
Yeah.
here in Australia, in Sydney, on the world famous Bondi Beach. There was a group gathered to celebrate Hanukkah on the beach, and we had our second worst mass shooting in modern Australian history that day. Two gunmen, long known to be associated with some terrorist activity in groups. I'm not going to go into naming any of that. Brought multiple weapons with them and opened up shooting into this very peaceful holiday gathering. And at least 15 people were killed, including a 10-year-old and the rabbi that was organizing everything, known as a very good man who was a big part of the community and supportive member of the community and just such a kind and gentle soul, as well as 10-year-old Matilda, the youngest victim. They were a father and son shooter team. There was a man whose name, unfortunately, I don't have right in front of me at the moment, who was actually a Muslim man who happened to be passing by and saw what was happening and risked his own life to try and take down one of the gunmen. He succeeded in tackling the gunman, getting the gun away from him, and the guy ran away from him. There was also a
I,
husband
I
and
want to just say, just quickly, in retaliation to him getting the gun away from the older guy, the young guy shot him twice.
yeah, in the shoulder and in the leg.
Yeah.
So we want to give full kudos to him
Hmm.
as a true hero.
Yeah, he's actually on a GoFundMe page.
Yep.
They've actually raised $2.5 million for him.
As which is wonderful
Yeah.
because I mean he had no tie to this group, but as a human caring about other humans, he risked his life for these people.
Yeah.
There was also a husband and wife who basically did a similar thing when the gunmen were getting out of the car. They rushed them and tried to get the guns away from them, and they ended up both being killed. So, for all of those who have been affected by this, those who have lost family members and friends, members of the Jewish community, we just want to say that we see you and we stand with you.
And as an Australian, as a 100% Australian that I am, I'm not excluding Kat on this one because she is an Australian, but
Yeah.
I'm born and bred here. Um, as an Australian society, we are better than this.
Yes.
This
Agreed.
is not us.
No.
We are not, I'm sorry to say this, and it's going to annoy a lot of people, but I'm sorry, I'm going to say it anyway. We are not America. We
No.
are not gun crazy nutbags that run around with guns.
Well,
Now, all I'm saying is that and I've lived through the first mass shooting in 1993 at Port Arthur.
no, it was 1996, wasn't it?
93 or
Because I
96,
thought,
whatever it
okay, so
was.
because I believe we're coming up on the 30th anniversary
So it'd
next
be
year. That's what I
96.
heard. Yeah.
Right. So the fact is that I've lived through the first mass shooting.
Yeah.
This is the second one in my entire life of
Yeah.
54 years, almost 54 years being on this planet.
Yeah.
As an Australian, I'm disgusted, I am appalled, and I am not at all associating these idiots with Australians.
Yeah.
We as a nation, as a country, are way better than these two morons.
Yep.
And the father was killed, thank
Yep.
God. Very, very glad he was killed.
I'm not going to celebrate the loss of any life.
I'm celebrating that one. He's dead and good riddance. The one thing that I find interesting is that the young guy who's come out of a coma, he's now staring down the barrel of 59 charges,
Yep.
including 14 counts of murder.
15.
15.
Mhm.
All I say is that I hope that he is thrown into the deepest, darkest dungeon and we forget about him like the mass shooter of Port Arthur. I know the guy's name who did Port Arthur,
But we're
but I'm
not.
not going to say
Yeah.
it. If you want to find out, you can look it up
Yeah.
yourselves. But I hope this guy is put into the deepest, darkest dungeon because
Yeah.
nobody on the planet, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Greek, Italian, Jewish, whatever, nobody deserves to be targeted in the way that these people did
Yeah. Well,
at all.
and this is the thing is so many people are trying to politicize this. I posted about this and how my heart was breaking for those who are who are affected by it. I mean, we're all affected by it, but for example, a colleague of mine got a call from a reporter saying, "This person was killed in this shooting. What do you have to say about that?" And that's how she found out her friend had died.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and she's still struggling with that.
yeah, 100%.
Um, so there are a lot of people and a huge ripple effect in the community by this. There are those that are attacking the prime minister and the government saying, well, things were not in place. Okay, yes, things were not in place. There has been a rise of anti-Semitism in Australia, and it would have been, in hindsight, it would have been good if there had been security on site and better security, making sure that these people were not harassed in this very public place. I won't disagree with that, but
Mm.
you don't see this coming.
No, and as I've said many times, the cat, that no prime minister, I'm just going to say prime ministers, not presidents, but
Hmm.
prime ministers, no prime minister in their 4 years in office ever believed that this is going to happen on their watch.
No,
Now, John Howard, when we had our prime minister that was, the
during
poor
Port
prime
Arthur.
minister when Port Arthur happened, he immediately went into legislation to say, we are doing a national buyback scheme. If
Hmm.
you've got 1,000 guns, bring them into the police station. Get cash for them. We will not ask you why you've
Yeah.
got them, how you got them. We will just give you cash so we can melt them down,
Yeah,
right?
no questions
No
asked. We
questions
just want
asked.
the guns. And
We
it got the guns off the street,
it did
and there has not been another
a
mass
mass
shooting
shooting
since
since.
then.
No,
No, there's been a couple little like one-offs
yeah,
where it's like I remember a couple of years ago there was a standoff. I think it
at
was in the Northern Territory, and a couple of police officers were shot.
and there was another one at the Lint Cafe in either Sydney or Melbourne. We had
Yeah,
that. But whether you want to say that Australia got complacent because we've had no mass shootings,
yeah,
that could be a possibility.
yeah,
I've been listening to the Canadian radio station, the Toronto radio station, 630 Toronto. Great radio station as far as news and reports go. And they pointed out the fact that Australia, the politician or the Prime Minister, really needs to step up now because a lot of the blame is being
laid at
pointed
his feet.
directly at him.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you could say, yes, it is. But once again, no Prime Minister is ever prepared for this.
No. But what I also want to address is that there are a lot of people standing up and saying, "Oh, it's because of all the immigration."
No.
It's no, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm an immigrant.
Yeah.
I'm the most peaceful person you'll ever meet.
Hmm.
And most 99% of the people that come to this country are because they want a better life and they're doing it legally.
Yeah.
And they're working hard and they're doing the jobs that everybody else doesn't want to do.
Yep.
And they're contributing to society and they're peaceful because they don't want to get sent back.
No, exactly. See, we don't have illegal immigrants because they're detected at the border. And
Yeah.
if you're coming from like an Asian country, you've got to come by boat. And guess what? Our waters are patrolled by the Navy.
Hmm.
So you're not going to get in illegally. So everybody that comes in illegally, or any immigrant,
Hmm.
is here because
And
they see this as a great country.
and they keep saying that, oh, but you're letting in all the drug dealers and the rapists, and it's just not true.
No, it's not.
It
I'm sorry. As an
really isn't
Australian,
true.
I find that offensive
Yeah.
because Australia is built on immigration.
Well,
Immigrants
that
that work.
we are all immigrants
We
here,
are.
with the exception of the First Nations people.
Yeah.
We are all immigrants.
I mean, my relatives, my heritage, I mean, I guess everybody's heritage goes back to Scotland, but
Mhm.
my lineage goes all the way back to Scotland.
Yeah.
So at some point,
Yeah, I mean,
one of my
Okay,
relatives came over here.
South Australia is the only state in Australia that was not started as a convict.
Hmm.
Because most people know that Australia was started because the prisons in England were overflowing and they needed to do something with them, so they sent them to Australia
Yeah.
because thinking, well, it's a harsh, unwelcoming place, so they'll be fine there.
World's
Um,
biggest island.
yeah,
Try to swim off of it. Go
yeah,
ahead.
you can't get off.
You can't get off.
And but South Australia is the only one that was founded by free people that chose to come here.
Hmm.
In the 50s and 60s, there was a big thing with like orphans and things like that where they just didn't have the resources for them, so they sent them to Australia.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, watch Call the Midwife. And because there's a couple of episodes that have storylines along with that. But I don't want to keep going on about this, but the bottom line is our hearts are broken for those affected by this tragedy.
Very much so.
We stand with the Jewish community here in Australia because we know that
Definitely.
you are peaceful and beautiful.
Yep.
That said, I have so many friends who practice Islam, who are Muslim.
Hmm.
And I have to say, it is also a very beautiful faith, and that Muslims are not extremists. Some extremists are Muslim, but not all Muslims are extremists.
Yeah.
And
But
it's the same with Christians. I know extremist Christians,
hmm.
and I know Christians who are not, who do not want to be associated with because that's not their faith,
Yeah.
you
So
know?
no, we stand as Kat and myself, but PMS itself, we stand by the Jewish community. And as far as an Australian,
Hmm.
I wholeheartedly apologize for you being targeted and this happening to you.
And
And whether it was a 10-year-old child that was killed or whether it was a Holocaust survivor, which he
there
was
was one
killed
too.
in the shooting, so he
Yep.
survived the Nazi Holocaust
To be killed by
to be
an
killed
Islamic
by
extremist.
yeah. Um, I as an Australian apologize 100% because
Yeah.
we know that
We're
you
better
guys,
than this.
we are better than this as a country.
Yeah.
This should never have happened. Um, let's hope. I mean, one bit of justice has been done, which is the police shot and killed the father. Let's hope. Well, we know it's going to happen. That the
The
guy won't be
son's
back.
going to
Yeah,
prison.
yeah, he'll go to prison. He's
Yeah.
not due to be back in court until April next year. But he did have a bedside hearing after he came out of a coma, and he's had 59 charges laid at him, including 15, sorry, of
Yeah.
murder.
Yeah. And
So
then intent to fatally
yeah.
harm. And yeah.
There's also
So,
explosive devices that they found
yeah,
in
they
the
were going to
car.
do a
They
bomb.
were going to bomb, they were going to blow. Once they did their massacre there, they were going to drive the car somewhere else or leave it there and detonate the car
Yeah.
with two huge bombs in it. So
Yeah.
the
Um,
tactical squad got that. So
and this week, didn't they somewhere stop somebody else that was going to bomb or
yeah,
something?
there was another group of extremists that were going to do another terror attack in Sydney,
Yeah.
but the anti-terrorist squad grabbed a hold of them. There were six of them in total,
Yeah.
and they are all being charged with terrorist acts as well.
Okay. So we don't want to take up because that's not why we're here. We don't want to take up
No,
the whole time talking about this.
no,
But it's been weighing heavy on our hearts and minds, and we just really wanted to share that with you because we know our PMS family are beautiful, loving people, and that you will keep people affected by this awful tragedy in your prayers.
One wonderful, lovely person did something for us this week.
Oh, actually, before we get into that,
Okay.
I do want to say that because it is, as I said, the 20th of December, so we're coming up to Christmas. They call it the silly season here in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you celebrate this time of year, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, I'm not sure exactly what the dates are for Kwanzaa this year, or anything else, we wish you a happy holiday season.
Absolutely.
So that being said, Craig
You've
sent us an early Christmas present.
Yes, he did. And we go ahead.
We, well, that's all right. We posted in both the Facebook page and the Facebook group
Hmm.
that we went out for a coffee thanks to Craig today.
Thank you
Or
very
actually,
much, Craig.
we went out for chocolate.
We did.
Paul
We went
had
out
an
for
iced
chocolate.
chocolate and I had a hot chocolate.
Iced chocolate was one of the best hot iced chocolates I've ever had. And
Yeah.
the hot chocolate, you could have you could have slammed your face into it. It
Honestly,
was
you could
that
eat it with a
good. Yeah,
spoon.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, she did this like she like whipped up the milk, so it was I mean,
She was really
honestly,
good at it.
yeah. Yeah, oh my God, it was I actually had to go get some water and then have Paul finish it for me because it was so thick and rich I couldn't finish it.
It was the first time that I had an iced chocolate and I got up and I was sitting in a puddle. It
Jeez.
was that good.
It was good.
Two
And
thumbs up.
we went over and told the gal that made it that, and I think she really appreciated it.
Yeah. So we really want to thank you very much, Craig,
Yep,
for doing that for
absolutely.
us. We were not expecting it. We always say, if you like what we're doing, you can always send us a coffee. We only say that because, if you are wanting to do that and you want to reach out for us, we are more than happy to. But we weren't expecting it, and then all of a sudden, beep, beep, we got a
Notification.
wonderful notification to say that Craig had donated or gifted us some money to go for a coffee on him. So we are very grateful. Thank you very much,
So we
Craig.
appreciate the shout out.
Yes. Now there's
Now,
also another thing,
well, I was going to say,
Go.
Craig's son Aiden is also a part of the PMS fam,
As he is.
and Craig and I are friends on Facebook, so we talk occasionally. And I asked him the other day how his son was doing because this about 6 months ago he went into the United States Marine Corps. Whoa.
Yes. Hooah! Yeah,
I gotta teach you how to hoo
I
properly.
can't hooah.
No. Um,
Don't make me
and
horny, baby.
I'm looking at you. Um, but I do periodically check in and just see where his son is and how he's doing. And it looks like he's going to be spending his Christmas away from family
Yeah,
this year. And I was like, well, please make sure to give him our love and know that we're thinking of him and you and that you both do okay without each other over Christmas because
yeah,
they're beautifully close. They have such a lovely relationship. And and I was like, well, and he's like, well, thank you very much. And I'm like, well, of course, you're part of the PMS fam. We love you guys.
yeah,
And he came back and he said, it's like the Marines or the mafia. Once you're in, you can't get out. And I'm like, oh hell yeah, except that we like you and we love you and we don't put you in harm's way.
yeah. Once you're part of the PMS family, you can't get out.
Yeah, once you're in, you can't get
You
out.
ain't, once you're in, you're out. You can't get out. There's not a chance in hell. So, now, after all that being said, today, pardon me, is the 20th of December.
Oh yeah.
Now, we have had another person reach out to us and say, "Oh, whoa, whoa, can I be part of the Christmas?
Yay. Is it too late to be part of the giveaway?
Is it too late?" And as he said, because the fact, oh, I like those. Yeah, they're
You told
cool.
us about it, but I kept
Yeah,
forgetting.
because he said, with life gets
And life does
gets a
get in the way, and
it
I don't know
does.
why, but this year especially, it's
Yeah,
almost like 2020 reset itself and nobody told us.
yeah. So he said, you tell us every week whether you want to be part of the giveaway, but can I be part of the giveaway? So I'm like, absolutely. So now we've got 7 people. Now, in saying that, today is the 20th of December. Now you're all sitting there going, hang on a minute, why did Paul drop it now? Because
Yeah,
usually
because
I drop it
usually this drops on a Monday,
on a
but we're
Monday.
dropping it on the Saturday.
We're dropping it on a Saturday, the 20th of December. Now that means anybody in Australia or New Zealand, in our area, end of day the 20th today, that's the end for us. Now, across the
The
international date
pond.
line, across the pond, it's the 19th going into the 20th.
Yes.
So you guys have all got the 20th in which to get in your can I be part of the PMS giveaway or the Christmas giveaway. After that day, obviously the 22nd, whatever it is, it will be done. So,
Okay, so if you're listening to this right now or
yep,
watching this right now and you
yep.
can, go to your email and email us at
Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com and
or
say I want to be part of the PMS. I want to be part of the Christmas giveaway.
or go onto the Facebook page or the Facebook group
Yep,
and message us and say, I want to be in the draw.
yep.
Like do it
Or
right now
yeah,
while
right
you're
now.
listening to this.
Yeah. And also if
If
you
this is
are
in the future, well past this, then sorry, you lost out.
you lost out. And you should have been in the draw because
Mm,
the present is awesome.
you're gonna love it.
You're
You're
gonna love it.
so
You
gonna
really are
love
gonna
it.
love it. If you are watching this obviously on YouTube, uh in the comment section, put in there, I want to be part of the
Yep.
Christmas draw, and you'll be added in. But
Yep.
so far we've got 7 people, so one chance in 7 for these people.
Those are
So
pretty good odds.
they're pretty good. So Christmas Day, our Christmas Day, your Christmas Eve, whatever, we are
Hmm.
going to do the Christmas draw. So
Yep.
you really need to be in it. So as I said, this is draw one of until the end of the
Yeah, we'll
PMS
probably do this
podcast.
every year from
We're going
now
to do
on.
this every year.
Yep.
But you are going to have
But
the
you want to
number
get in
one.
on this one. It'll be number one.
Number one. So you need to really do this. So yeah, I'm dropping this. You will hear this episode probably about an hour after I finished. We've finished the podcast. It'll be put up, and away you go. Just start typing in there. I want to be part of the. Yeah, that's cool. Number one. Um, I want to be part of the Christmas draw, and believe me, you really want to be in it to, as they say, you got to be in it to win it. No
Yeah,
one's going to knock on your
exactly.
door and say, "Hi, here's a present." You'd be like, "Oh, good, I didn't do anything for it." So you got all the great graphics. I love those. I've got my little string of lights here, which is pretty cool, I thought.
Yep.
You know. But yeah, so that's what you need to do. So the 20th, today's the 20th, get your entry in to the
Oh,
Christmas draw.
okay. So now that we're like almost a half an hour in, let's go
Now
ahead
we
and
can go.
start the episode.
So we are doing
So
season.
sorry, guys.
Yep, sorry. We are doing season 2, episode number 15, the Maternal Capacitance. What did we think of this episode? I know what you're going to say,
I
but
hate and loathe Beverly Hofstadter.
every single time you see Beverly, you just hate her. It's only because of the way that she treats Leonard, which I
It's
understand.
well, okay.
It's just,
Leonard is my friend.
I
You do
know,
not treat my friends like that. She
I
treats
know.
her child, her beautiful child, like dirt. Like he is
Yeah, well,
so much less than his other siblings.
siblings. Yeah,
And
I
I
know.
just,
I know it
oh,
infuriates you. I
it
understand
really
that.
does.
Yeah, I understand. Because the opening
Leonard
up.
is such a beautiful person.
Yeah, the only thing I can say about Leonard in this episode is shut up
Up.
when someone says shut up
Shut
and
up.
stop talking.
Yes.
He needed to shut up
Yeah.
because every man, and I'm sure woman of that persuasion, sat there and went, "Oh, Leonard, shut
Shut
up.
up. Yeah, we'll get
You,
to that.
we're going to get to it." We open up the episode where the boys are jamming with the rock band on their Xbox, with Raj singing, I don't want to say some
Oh, hang on. I have the name of the
Step
song.
into the place I love.
It's
Is by the
Under the Bridge by Red Hot
Red Hot
Chili
Chili
Peppers.
Peppers. Yeah. So he is singing, and Penny comes in and says, and of course, he's in the middle of singing and he's pointing like this. And as he gets past to where the door is, he sees Penny and he immediately, obviously has the mutism, he stops singing.
Okay,
And
okay, no, it was funnier than that.
no, yeah, I know it was
I
funnier
want
than
what to do.
and this is where she goes, guys, quiet down.
Mm.
And of course, this is where Howard goes, well, we're just finding our groove. And she says, you found it. It's a
It's
cat. It's something going through a lawnmower
it's a
or a
cat
wood
being
chipper.
dragged through a lawnmower.
a wood chipper or something like
Yeah.
that.
Like he's like, no, we found our sound. She's like, yeah, you found it. It's a cat being killed by a lawnmower.
Yeah. It's at this stage where Leonard comes in and he's on the phone. And he's saying, well, I really haven't any time to prepare. Is there any chance we can postpone this? I'm really not, I'm not comfortable with doing this right now. And Penny's like to Sheldon, what's all that about? And he goes, well, let's see.
I don't know, but
But it's
let's
pretty
take.
easy to juice, whatever it is. He's got the phone on his left here, which means that it's on his left hemisphere, which means he's got no attachment to the caller. And then you hear him say, "Well, can we maybe put this off until, next maybe summer because it's going to be very uncomfortable." And he goes, "Well, okay, well that could either be this or it could be a
A medical,
colonoscopy."
yeah, medical procedure.
Yeah. And when he says, well, it might be very, very difficult, very
It's
uncomfortable
something that he's
situation
done before
for,
and he hasn't enjoyed and he doesn't want to repeat.
yeah. And when he says, well, it's going to be very uncomfortable and of course he goes, yep, it's definitely going to be a colonoscopy. And when he hangs up the phone, because he says, okay, if there's no way around it, fine.
I'll see.
Hangs up the phone. He
And
looks over.
everybody's staring
They're all
at him.
staring at him, and he sits there and he goes, my mother's coming to visit.
Yeah. Now, before you go on,
Yes.
I would like to point out that when
Drinking
Leonard is
mango tea, by
talking,
the way. See?
ooh, bingo.
I'm not drinking iced coffee right now. Mango iced
There's a
tea.
concept.
Yeah.
When Leonard's talking to his mother on the phone and Sheldon and Penny are trying to guess who he's talking to, Sheldon says that ears don't cross hemispheres in the brain.
Yeah.
It's actually incorrect. Signals from both ears go to both sides of the brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
More
So
you
if I'm
know, reading
talking,
Rainbow.
so if I've got my phone in my right, well, left ear,
Uh-huh.
technically my right is hearing it as well
No, it means the brain is processing the
on
signal
both sides.
in the same place from the both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very, very
Yeah.
complicated. No. So the next scene we see is Penny is going was where
Coming
she
up from the
coming out from
laundry
the
room.
basement, and we're seeing that there's this woman just standing there looking at the elevator, and she says, "Oh, sorry, it's broken." And
Okay.
she goes, "Well, yes, I can see that.
I can read the
We
sign.
can read the
I
sign." But she said, "But looking at the amount of dust that's on the."
No, before that, she's like, I'm just pondering the significance of this. And
That's right.
Penny's like, oh, I think it means that it
That it's
doesn't
broke.
work.
Yeah, that it doesn't work. And she goes, "Well, yes,
Again, I
I
can read the sign.
yeah, but it's either the fact that because there's a layer of dust that's been on the tape for such a long time. It's either the very laxed, I guess, the building
The maintenance
supervisor,
that is,
yeah,
has no interest in it,
or
or
the 36 residents have got a misconception that it's eventually going to get fixed and they've just okay with it.
yeah.
And this is where Penny looks at her and she goes, "You must be Lena's mother." And she
Well,
goes,
I
"Well,
don't know if I
I
must
must,
be, but
but
yes, I
yes, I
am.
am." And obviously, we find out that she's a very accomplished psychiatrist and neuroscientist,
Yeah.
Beverly Hofstadter.
Yeah.
Christine Baranski. She's a wonderful actress. Um, so of course she says, I'll take you to Leonard's apartment. And she goes, "Oh, okay. Would you like to exchange pleasantries along the way?" And Penny goes, okay. And
Okay.
she goes, "Good, you start." So as we're seeing her, they're climbing up the stairs,
I love how she's like, how was Leonard as a when he was little? Well, you must mean young because he's
being
still
little.
little.
Yeah.
And
And
she's like,
she
yeah.
and so you see her walking up the stairs and she goes, "What was Leonard like when he was 5 or 6?"
No, she says that, okay, well, what was Leonard like when he was young? You need to be more specific.
Specific. And
Okay,
she's a,
5 or 6,
and she gives it like the
the look,
and she goes, "5."
5, and just kind of hangs her head.
Yeah. And we find out that he was in what the Freudian part of the life cycle was to do with the fact that he had a very heavy grasp on his penis.
Literally and
Literally
figuratively.
and figuratively.
I don't know. Did you used to grasp your penis when you were 5 years old?
I don't know, I grab it more now.
No, that's me. Oh, oh dear. Oh
Oh my.
my.
I read.
Bow chicka wawa. We haven't had a good bow chicka
We haven't had a
wawa
bow chihuahua
in
for
a
ages.
while.
Don't make you horny, baby. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Right when you're in the middle of drinking. Sorry.
Oh, he has a
So
gift for timing.
as they're walking up the stairs, Penny has absolutely broken down into tears because, as we find out, she's being psychoanalyzed over her childhood issues with her father. Basically, her father wanted a boy, and
Well, okay, it started out with when they were talking about her that Leonard's mother is a psychologist and a neuroscientist.
yeah,
And although it's interesting that the neuroscience doesn't really factor into it any other time than this episode.
not really. No, it doesn't.
Um, but she also, and Penny's like, oh, okay, well, I'm an actress.
Yeah, and she goes, "Why?"
Yeah. So
And it's like,
then
okay,
she's like, and then she starts talking about how she must feel the need to get her identity and reinforcement
validation.
and thank you, that's the word I was looking for,
Yeah,
validation externally.
yeah.
And that's when by the time we get up to
The
the
landing
fourth
where,
floor,
yeah,
Penny's going on about how her father stopped calling her slugger when she got her first training bar because she wasn't slugger anymore, and
and
bangs on the door, and Leonard opens it and she's like, your mother's here, and walks
and she
away.
walks
But
away, and and of course he's like, "Hello, mother."
yeah, now before we go into that though, I want to say how in the bachelor party corrosion, while on the phone with her dad, he calls her slugger repeatedly.
Yes, he does.
So that would lead us to believe that he never actually stopped
Yeah.
or somehow, I don't think he did. I think that was just this episode and then they changed it later on because it was cute.
Yeah. Now I like this is probably one of the classic lines of the show. So Penny walks away and in tears, and Leonard's there with her mother, there's his mother, and Beverly says to Leonard, if you want to have intercourse with that woman, find out what cologne her father used to wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And walks in, and of course Leonard's like, good to see you too, mother. So
I hate that woman.
So the next scene we see after the credits is that Leonard is getting his mother a cup of tea, and it goes through everything that he has to do. You know, is it oolong? Yes. Is it loose? Yes. Is it 2% milk? Yes. Is it heated
Steeped
to a
for
certain
3 minutes.
steam for 3 minutes, heated to a certain degrees? And he goes, yes. And she takes a sip and she goes, it's cold. And he goes, okay, we'll start over. And of course, I love it. Sheldon sitting next to her going, I have the exact same problem with him.
Well, if they didn't go through that whole litany, it would have been fine.
Yes. Yeah. And we also find out that uh
Yeah, sorry guys, on the audio version of this, you cannot hear me rolling my eyes so
I
hard.
know. Of course, Beverly, she's discussing a lot of topics while she's sitting next to Sheldon, including the fact that that her and her husband only have sex for reproduction and for reproduction purposes.
Yeah. Other
And
than consummating their wedding, they
yeah,
only have sex for reproductive
and
purposes.
Sheldon goes, well, that's very efficient, you know. And she goes, yes, we think so. We both wrote papers on it. I'm from a neuroscientist point of view, and
Is
my
from a
husband's from a
sociological.
yeah, and my husband from a paleontological, a
Sociological.
sociological, but mine was the only one that was worth reading. And so Leonard comes back with a cup of tea, sits down again, and says, says to his mother, what's new with you, mother? And she
Oh
says,
no,
you have to be
what's
more,
new? And she's like, you'll have
you
to
have
be
to be
more
more specific.
specific.
And he goes, well, with you. And she goes, I've been having some very interesting menopausal symptoms lately.
Okay, maybe not quite so personal.
Yeah. And we find out just out of the blue
Oh, his uncle died.
that his uncle died. That's the way that you tell him.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this is where he Beverly gets up and goes, I have to urinate, and just walks out. And Leonard does say that really because Sheldon
The
says,
only good memory of his
yeah,
childhood was that uncle that
uncle,
just
because
died.
he does say because Sheldon does say I envy you, with the wonderful relationship that you would have with your mother, and because she's a neuroscientist, and as far as and as even Leonard says, well, you know at least in your relationship with your parents, you didn't have electrodes attached to your head while you were potty training. And Sheldon goes, well, yeah, because if I wanted to, I had to attach
Well,
my
yeah,
own
yeah, you're
electrodes.
lucky because I had to attach my own.
Yeah. But as he says, it may come as a shock, but the only great relationship I remember having was with my uncle. But just the way that I don't know. It's just the way that he actually says it, the way that she actually says it to Leonard is just very. But then again, she does the same thing when down the track something happens between her and her husband.
Yeah.
It's very just throwaway. It's not like, oh, I get because Beverly doesn't have that
She's
relationship.
like Sheldon. She has very bad social relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So the next scene we see is now Beverly is at the Caltech cafeteria, and it's Raj and Howard on one side, Leonard at the top of the table, and Beverly and Sheldon sitting next to each other. And this is where Howard is really giving it to Leonard, not directly, but saying to Beverly, "Oh, tell us about Leonard's very successful siblings, way more successful than Leonard is." And Leonard's like, "Howard, please don't do this,"
Please don't do this.
And this is where Beverly says, "Well, one is a college professor, and
And
his
yeah, a tenured law
professor,
professor
that's
at
right, at
Harvard,
Harvard."
which is very prestigious.
Yeah, and the girl, she just grew a pancreas on a teenage or
And on an adolescent
a
baboon.
gibbon,
Gibbon, that's right.
gibbon, and Howard goes, so she's getting close to curing diabetes, and Beverly comes
Well,
back
why
with
else would you buy grow a human pancreas in an
on a gibbon.
adolescent gibbon?
Yeah, and this is where she stands up. She goes, "I have to urinate," and walks away. Leonard then says, "Why are you doing this to me?"
Now, I'm just going to pause for 1 second.
Yeah,
I would like to know that
yeah.
if Beverly has never been to the apartment before, because apparently she just met Sheldon, and she's never been to the university before, in both places, how does she know where the bathroom is? Nobody tells her.
Probably that's something we didn't see.
I don't know.
I mean, the bathrooms could be close to. Okay, so when they were walking into the cafeteria, she might have seen the
I
bathrooms
mean,
on the way in.
it's possible,
But as
but I
far
just
as
want to say, even at their apartment, I
I
mean,
think, I think Leonard would have
I'm
actually,
sure, but I
yeah,
just wanted to point that out.
yeah. I think Leonard or Sheldon would have said, if you need to go to the bathroom, there
It's
it
right
is.
there. Yeah,
Because we don't see that.
yeah,
We just see her sitting on the sofa
yeah,
with Leonard giving her the cup of tea. So we don't see
yeah.
that.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
yeah. So you know, Leonard's saying, why are you doing this? And he goes, and Howard comes back with, well, you brought your mother to work, so you must suffer.
Yes,
You know,
and okay, so I brought the quote up because I thought it
oh,
was
yeah, go ahead.
hilarious.
Yeah, please do.
So Sheldon comes back with Leonard. I had no idea your siblings were so much more successful than you. Raj comes back with, yeah, you're like the Jar Jar Binks of the Hofstadter family. And
Yes.
Howard's like, oh, Misa Thinker, you looking so dad.
And this is where
And Leonard,
Beverly comes back and goes, the middle stall was
no, not
occupied.
yet,
Oh
not
no?
yet.
Okay.
Leonard says, rather than mock me, my friends might realize that this is really difficult and help me through it. Raj comes back with, nope, I think mocking you is more fun. That's when Howard goes, next time, don't use her bring mama to work, okay, day? And that's when Leonard's
Beverly
like, well,
comes back.
that was fast. And she was like, well, the middle stall was taken.
Yes, I'll have to try later. And as Sheldon comes back with, it's like in real estate, location, location,
Location.
location.
So Beverly is like, so where were we? And I can't blame Leonard for this one. I
No,
am
neither can
totally
I.
there with him.
Yeah, I'm right there with him.
Howard lives with his mother, and Raj can't speak to women unless he's drunk. Go.
Yeah.
And he sits back, crosses his arms, sits back, and gets this very satisfied look on his face. And she's like, well, that's fascinating. Selective mutism is quite rare. On the other hand, an adult Jewish man living with his mother is so common it borders on sociological cliche.
Cliche.
And Howard's like, well, it's just temporary. I pay rent. And Leonard's like, well, he lives in the same room where his bassinet was. So Howard's head in hands at this point. But this is my favorite line of the episode,
Yes.
oddly enough, from Beverly. Both selective mutism and an inability to separate from one's mother can stem from a pathological fear of women. It might explain why the two of you have created an ersatz homosexual marriage to satisfy your need for intimacy. And Howard's like, say what?
So what?
And Raj whispers in Howard's ear, and he's like, that's basically what I just said.
You're not
And
helping.
Leonard looks at Raj and says, you brought your husband to work, you know the rules. And Leonard then looks at the both of them, saying, Misa think you're looking pretty sad now too, betcha betcha. And I
That
love
is a
that.
great line. That really is. And I like it how
Yeah.
then Beverly goes, Weren't you supposed to show me your lab at 1 o'clock?" And she shows him the watch, and he says, "Yeah, that's okay, but just
Yeah,
we'll
we got
keep the
time.
we got time, but just keep talking about their homosexual relationship." And she goes, "Yes, but you were supposed to show me at 1 o'clock." And Sheldon comes back and goes, "Well, her reasoning is solid. It is one
One
o'clock."
o'clock.
And he goes,
Fine.
"Okay, come on, let's go." And he says that he's doing some research that is in the same line and the same field as the
He's
Italian
looking to
researchers
recreate the results that were created by the
by the
Italians.
Italians. Yeah,
And she's like, oh, so no original research. And he's like, oh,
no,
no. And she's like, well, then I could just read the paper from the Italians. Why do I need to see your work?
yeah.
I hate this woman.
Well, it's only because the way that she is treating, that she's treating Leonard.
I'm sorry, I
See,
still wouldn't like her.
see it, as we all know in the PMS family and anyone that's watched the Big Bang Theory for any length of time, when you watch it all the way to the end, you see that Leonard finally just breaks the cycle that's been going on, and and we will get to it where he gives her forgiveness,
And
and she's like,
I
I didn't
don't.
ask you for it, you
And
know.
and 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 forgiveness is for you, not for them.
Yeah, but because he needs to break this.
Yeah.
He can see that there is no love coming from
And
her.
yeah, I mean there is progress that is made in the relationship, but as far as I'm concerned, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, not a huge amount of growth on Beverly's
Beverly's part.
behalf. And I don't
And
and I think that really comes down and it stems with the way that I think okay, for instance, let's put it this way before we go into the next bit of the podcast. My grandfather couldn't have an emotional bone in his body,
mhm.
right? His actual like feelings for me as far as like being his grandson were if there was no way that I ever knew that he loved me.
How old were you when he died?
Uh 13, 14,
Okay.
one of those. Um but he never had a ounce of love in his body. He never showed me. I never got a hug from my grandfather. I never got a let's go down to the lake or let's do something together. There was never something like that. When you would see my father and his father together, it was like magnets repelling each other. Dad didn't know how to react with his father because my grandfather would be like, "Oh, my other son is this, my other daughter is that. Oh, and then there is this one." My father was treated like Leonard.
Yeah.
All you could hear about is how good John was, how good Jenny was, and then there was my dad. So my father was in essence a Leonard. My father broke the cycle with the way that he was treated by his father, and I got hugs from my father. I knew and I know that I'm loved by my father because I've spent time with him. I've had hugs from him. I know that.
Your dad loves me.
But the relationship between his father and my father, magnets. There
Yeah.
was no love. So really, yeah, this is what Leonard goes through. This is what my father went through, and I've seen it firsthand because there was no relationship between my father and his father.
Yeah.
It was all to do with how successful John was, what John was doing, and
Yeah.
what Jenny was doing, and then there's the other one there. So this is a common thing. I mean, unfortunately, I think it's probably a lot more common than we assume. But there are people out there that go through this scenario where they might be the middle child or the end child, and it's almost like the parent has run out of love for them
Yeah.
or the other siblings are way more advanced or way more successful. But Leonard, in his own right, is a very successful scientist, as
Yep.
we find out down the track.
Yeah.
So, so the next scene we see is Leonard goes over to Penny's apartment, knocks on the door, and she's just got this sweatshirt on, the hat, the baseball cap, and he
And he's
goes,
like, "Do you
"You have
have
alcohol?"
alcohol?" And she's like, "Is your
Your
mother
mom's,
still here?" And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "Come on in," and
and
hands
then
him
she then
the partially drunk bottle of
yeah.
wine.
And then he says, she says, she's not going to come bursting in here looking to do anything, is she? And he goes, no, no, she's taken Sheldon to the hospital to get a brain scan. And this is where she goes,
And Penny's
oh
like,
my
oh,
God, what
what happened?
happened?
Oh, my mom likes to look at scans and Sheldon likes to get scans.
Yeah. And so it's basically we find out that, Penny's been half bombed ever since bloody Beverly's been there.
Yeah, ever since the slugger conversation.
Yeah. And of course,
Oh,
Penny,
because she's like, well, do you know what I spent my day to day doing? And he's like, what? And she's like, um, auditioning against 50 other blondes for an antidepressant commercial.
yeah.
And he's like, did you get it? And she says, no, they said I was too perky.
And we find out
I
as
tell you, you got to have a really strong ego to be an actor and keep going through that rehearsal process. It is really hard on the ego.
Yeah, you'd have to have a very thick skin. I've never been an actor. I did, high school acting, but that was it. I would never ever
I
try
have
to
been,
pursue it.
and auditioning can be hell.
No, I could never do it. I mean, I handle rejection okay, but I think that yeah,
Yeah.
that's so the next scene we see, or in this scene, we see that Penny and Leonard are comforting each other by discussing their respective childhood issues with their parents, and we find out, oh my God, at the age of 10, Leonard built a hugging machine.
Oh.
He built it with a store mannequin.
Oh, no, I love how he says, you want to talk about not getting love from a parent because she was telling him about the whole slugger conversation. And
Yeah.
you know what I used to do when I was little for some sensation of human contact? And Penny says, yeah, you grabbed your penis and wouldn't let go. Your mom told me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And he's like, of course she did.
Of course she
Anyway,
does.
that's not what I was going to say.
Yeah.
When I was 10 years old, I built a hugging machine.
That's so sad.
I got a dressmaker's mannequin, stuffed it with an electric blanket so it'd be warm, and built two radio-controlled arms that would hug me and pat my back. And she's like, "Oh, that's so sad." And he's like, "You want to know what the saddest part was? My father used to borrow it."
Which makes you see exactly the relationship between Beverly and her husband.
Yep. Yep.
Because even when we see at the end when Leonard and Beverly hug, she is so
Mm,
uncomfortable.
mm, mm,
Yeah, she's like,
mm,
oh,
mm.
okay, okay, thank you, that's enough, and
Yeah, she
always
can't
pushes
even
him
put her
away.
arms around him.
No, she's got no ability to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, there are some people that just don't have that inbuilt.
Mm-mm.
I'm a hugger. I'll hug the shit out of people.
Paul
Um,
gives great hugs,
I try.
and I've been known
Um,
for my hugs.
yes, but I'm a good hugger.
Yes, he
If
is.
you want me to hug you, PMS Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com. Get yourself an airline ticket and come on over and I'll give you a hug. Um, so we see that as we're going along, they're both drinking a little bit much. And we find out now that they are doing tequila shots. And they are going through the whole tequila shot thing. And this is where Penny goes, okay, now the next shot we're doing is you're going to, and she licks her hand and she puts it across down her neck and she goes, you're going, and she gets the salt and she puts the salt and she goes, you're going to lick my
But
neck.
she basically went everywhere except her
Yeah.
neck.
Lick my neck, do the shot and eat the lime.
And,
And
and he's
Leonard's
like, I
like,
lost you after lick.
yeah, she goes, lick, drink, suck. And he's like, okay. So he starts licking her neck and it goes
And
and
then she's
goes
like,
and goes,
Leonard, what?
shot,
Drink,
shot.
shot.
And he goes,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
right.
So he takes a shot and he goes, where's the lime? And she goes, and
And
she's
she
got it in
opens
her
her
mouth.
mouth and you can see it in her mouth.
This is where
And he's
they
like,
both,
okay, we're
we're
sharing.
sharing. And they start kissing.
And
And
he
this is
turns
where,
and spits out
and
the
spits out the lime.
lime.
So they are getting hot and heavy. They're now in bed together. Actually, no, not
No,
yet.
not yet.
We then go over to the apartment, and Sheldon and Beverly's coming
Beverly.
up the stairs, and Sheldon is looking at his brain scan, and he's basically been remarked by Beverly about what a wonderful looking brain that he's got. And he goes, I know, but I just don't like the way that my
My
frontal
frontal
lobe
lobe look.
looks on a photograph.
And she's like, oh, typical men is never big enough.
So they go into the apartment, and this is where we start to see that Sheldon and Beverly are very comfortable around
There's
each
a
other.
very unique chemistry here. And
There
if it
is.
were any other couple,
Yeah,
we'd be talking about sex.
exactly.
And
So
Sheldon's like, I feel very comfortable around you. And
she goes,
Beverly's like, well, I feel comfortable with you too.
yeah,
And he says, it's not surprising. It's surprising because I generally don't feel comfortable around, well, anybody.
anybody.
And she's like,
Hmm.
well, nor I. And he says, what are the odds that two individuals as unique as ourselves would be connected by someone as comparatively workaday as your son? And she's like, is that a rhetorical point or would you like to do the math? And Sheldon says, I'd like to do the math. And Beverly's like, I'd like that too.
The next scene we see is we switch back into Penny's apartment, and now Leonard and Penny are in bed together, and they are going at it kissing like mad. However, Leonard ruins the
Well,
moment.
yeah, well, he's
He
like
starts to
talking,
talk, and she
and
goes,
she's like, "Shut up,
Leonard,
you're gonna
shut
ruin."
up.
He's like, "No, I'm really excited. I want
I
to
want to
talk
talk
about
about
it."
it. And he starts saying that he basically ruins the moment by invoking
If my mother
the
knew
wait a
about
minute, the
this,
psychiatric theory,
right.
implying that he is effectively having sex with his mother, and she is having sex with her father. And Penny goes, "That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and she says, so you're saying that I'm only having sex with you because I want to have sex with my father? And he goes, I will say no at this stage. Now, from that scene, we now switch back to the boys' apartment.
And Sheldon looks at Beverly and is like,
Hmm.
and again, the way they're looking at each
Yeah,
other,
yeah,
it's like, and the I have to say, these couple of scenes between Sheldon and Beverly are some of the most brilliant writing in the entire series.
yes,
It really, and the actors pulled it off perfectly.
they did, yeah.
Jim Parsons and Christine Baranski are absolutely brilliant in these two scenes. So Sheldon says, "So what do you think?" Beverly, I'm very tempted. I'm just not sure it's appropriate with my son's roommate.
Now, anybody else, you'd sit there and go, oh my God, they're
Mm.
going to do the bow chicka
And he's like,
wawa.
normally I'd feel the same way, but based on everything I've observed about us, I can't help but speculate that we'd be really good together. True, I've had a similar observation. Certainly something I could never do with my husband.
Which is even more worrying.
And Sheldon says, I was hesitant the first time I tried it, but I experienced an unanticipated and remarkable release of endorphins. It's really quite satisfying. And
Mhm.
Beverly's like, I see what you're doing. You're appealing to the neuroscientific researcher in me. You see right through me, don't you? Only when you're in a CAT scanner. So,
Now, the next scene we see, we switch back to the apartment, and Leonard is being thrown out on his basically with he's holding his clothes. He's got a t-shirt on, he's got his boxer shorts on,
and socks.
and his socks. And you hear Penny go is saying, "Get
Get
out,"
out.
and slams the door. And I love it how Leonard looks back at the door and goes, "She told me to
And
shut
just,
up. I
I
didn't,
should have shut
I
up.
should have shut up."
Yep.
And this is where Leonard opens the apartment door to his apartment. Now, anybody else, you'd think there was Bao Chikawawa
Wawa.
going on. What are they doing?
They are doing rock band. Any way you want it, that's the
That's the
way you
way you.
want it. I don't know the song.
They are
Um,
doing karaoke together,
yeah.
singing
And
karaoke.
really
Uh,
badly,
very, very badly.
terribly.
And I love it
And
how Leonard's like looking like, what the
the
hell is going on?
hell?
Because you understand also that not only has Leonard been thrown out of Penny's apartment with, a very sexual
Yeah.
ready to go, but he's also half bombed as well. So he's coming
And
out
his
going, what the?
mother is likely sleeping in his room, which means that his bedroom's the couch at the moment.
Exactly. So he can't go
So,
in it. Yeah.
yeah.
Because he would have given up his room for his mother.
Yeah.
Leonard, I believe he would do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
So
totally.
they are in
I'm
the middle of,
surprised she's staying with him, period, to
yeah,
be
well.
honest with you.
So you can see that Leonard starts walking to his bedroom, and that's where it starts to go black. The next scene we see is Beverly is now leaving because obviously she's going home. And Leonard says, well, have a good flight, mother. And she goes, well, it's not really up to me, is it? It's really up to the pilots. Pardon
Which
me.
isn't wrong.
That's not wrong. Um, and this is where he goes to hug his mother, and she goes, oh, okay. And she's hugging him, and then she goes, yeah, okay,
Okay, that's
okay,
enough.
and pushes him away. This is where Penny comes out of her apartment and goes, oh, I was coming over to talk to you. And he goes, you don't have to,
Ever.
ever. And
And
she
she's
goes,
like, got it.
got it. And so he's, obviously Beverly's leaving. And this is where Penny's going to walk down the stairs together. And as Beverly says, do you want to pick up where we left off? By the time they both reach the lobby, Penny is again in tears, saying that her mother never supported, her
Okay,
basically
well,
against her
she
father.
well, she's like, my mom could have said to my dad, Bob, get over it. She's
She's
a
a girl.
girl, move
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I'd also like to point out that when her father calls her and visits in later episodes, his name is Wyatt.
Yes, it is.
I did
Not
notice
Bob.
that when she said
Well,
that.
okay, it could be his name. His name could be Bob Wyatt, whatever. We
Or
don't
Robert
know.
Wyatt.
Robert Wyatt, so we really don't know. So
But if he's called Wyatt, chances are he's never called Bob,
yeah. So this is where
especially
Beverly,
within the family.
yeah. So getting towards the end of the episode, this is where Beverly goes, would you be willing, says this to Penny, would you be willing to fly to New Jersey so I can scan your
Scan your
brain?
brain. And she's like, well, would it help? And she's like, it helped me.
It'd help me. The episode goes black, and that is the end of the episode. I mean, look, it's not moving the characters along, but it is showing you the very, very toxic and bad relationship that Leonard has with his mother.
It explains a lot of why Leonard is the way that he is.
Yeah, and you can sort of see after the interaction between Leonard and his mother why he was so hesitant in her coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
He
totally.
wanted to keep her as far away as possible, or let's do it maybe
Well,
next
there's a
summer.
reason why he grew up in New Jersey and moved to California
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
really can't get, unless he went to Alaska, you can't get much farther away within the US.
yeah. And he can see the way it is with his mother, the way that she is,
It also
interacting with him.
explains
So,
why he is the perfect roommate for Sheldon because he's used to dealing with someone exactly like that.
yeah.
That's
Sheldon is
normal to him.
Yeah, Sheldon is a toxic person when you
Yeah.
really look at it. And his ability to control Leonard and get him to do what he wants. Leonard does, and I was actually watching this thing on Facebook the other day, and if you watch the way that Leonard dresses, you can see his progression as far as his individuality and his is basically taking possession of the way that he is.
Yeah.
When you start to see him, he's always got the shirt and the hoodie on and the jumper, and he's basically being manipulated because Sheldon is controlling the thermostat and he
Yep.
has to, but as he starts to mature and as he gets older, you can see him sort of like branch out from that and start to be an individual
Mm-mm.
by wearing different clothes that are not the
Yep.
norm. So you see the way it was. And as I said, when you get to see that point where Leonard finally breaks that cycle from his mother and says, I forgive you. And she says, well, I didn't ask for forgiveness. And he's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let you go. I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. I can't be controlled by you. She's a very, very manipulative, you know, she's a horrible woman.
She's a
But
bitch.
once again, I don't want to I don't want to, try and justify the way that she is, but you've got to almost look back as how was she with her parents?
Yeah. It could be generational.
Was it generational?
But what doesn't, okay, I would buy that if she had a more similar relationship with all of her kids.
Well, who's to say she doesn't?
Well,
She's maybe just be proud of,
she talked, okay. Um, I think it was Howard said, "Oh, you must be so proud with the Gibbon
yeah.
thing and the tenured law professor at Harvard thing." And her answer was, "Why? They're not my accomplishments."
Yeah, so you can sort of see that even if she says, "Oh, my son's this and my daughter's that, and oh, there is Leonard," it doesn't necessarily mean that she's any more attached to her other children. It just
Mm.
may mean that she's asked a question. Oh, he's got successful
But if that were the
siblings.
case, then she would view what he does as he is successful in his field.
He is, but she
She
doesn't.
doesn't see it.
No, but as I
I mean,
said,
she's more like Sheldon, where it's not real science.
yeah, so it may be generational that she hasn't broken the cycle.
Yeah.
It's like my mother, okay? My grandmother, my great grandmother was terrified of water because of an incident that happened in front of her.
Hmm.
She put that fear onto my grandmother, who tried to put it onto my mother, and my mother said, "No, the children are going to learn to swim." and she broke that cycle.
Yeah.
So as far as Beverly goes, her grandmother might have been that way, her mother might have been that way, and she carries it on thinking this is the norm onto Leonard and his
I
siblings.
don't know.
It's only when Leonard, I'm sure Leonard breaks that cycle when, as things go along. He's a lot more emotional. He's got the female emotions that I have as well. You know,
Yeah.
I can't really relate to guys because I don't understand them.
You're
But
not a bloke, as they say.
I'm not, because my father was not a blokey bloke either.
Yeah.
You
But I
know,
love that about you.
no, I try.
I
I
do
try.
love that about you.
But
Which, by the
yes.
way, Simon got, or Simon,
Oh,
we
dun
were
dun
talking
dun.
about my ex-husband earlier today, so I'm sorry. But Paul got me an early Christmas present today.
Yes, I did.
The
Yes.
Outlander Oracle cards.
She has actually had a lot of early Christmas presents
That's not
today.
my fault.
Really?
No.
What else did you get today?
I got ducky socks, rubber ducky socks, because
Mm-hmm.
Paul and I collect rubber duckies.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some sleep
Sleeve
shorts that have
with
pockets in them.
pockets.
Pockets are awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and some yarn. Like, he spent way too much money on yarn because I only buy it when it's on sale, and he wouldn't let me not get it.
it makes her happy.
It does, but not $102 worth. That just freaks me out a little
Makes her
bit.
happy. So I'm fine with it.
Well, because basically what I'm doing is I'm crocheting little lap blankets to donate to the cancer clinic so that when people are going through chemo, they have a little lap blanket to keep them warm.
Yep. So we're going
Because
to
I've
take
heard
it
you get
down there.
cold having chemo.
Yep. So we're going to take it down there to donate to them when she's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
So yes,
So what?
so she's had some Christmas presents, and she's got the Christmas presents at Christmas time in 5 days.
Yep,
And as I said, remember, today's the 20th, so you only got today to do the
yep.
I want to be part of the Christmas giveaway.
So right now, while you're thinking about it, messages, email. You can email us at,
Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com.
or you can message us through the Facebook page or group, or you can drop the comment on the YouTube.
Yep.
Or what about Spotify? Do they do comments too?
You can do Spotify, you can do the comments on
Yep.
Spotify.
But we'll see it more quickly if you email us or message us on
Yeah.
Facebook.
But as I said, we've finished the episode now, so we've only got the last little bits to do. So this will be dropping at around about 12:40 our time right now.
Yep.
It's 12:02 right now. So wherever you are in the world, it's now live.
And I'm
And
going to
so,
put the question up on the Facebook page as
yeah.
well.
So remember the 20th, wherever you are in the world. So obviously in Great Britain, it's the 19th now going into the 20th.
Yep.
You've got till the end of the 20th to get your application in to be part of the Christmas giveaway.
Cool.
Now, as I said, we've got 7 people. Be in it to win it because you were going to love this present.
Now
And
before
this will be
we
number one.
now before we completely wrap up talking about the episode,
Yes,
I want you to know that, believe it or not, Christine Baranski received an Emmy nomination for her performance in this episode as
I could
Leonard's
believe that.
mother.
Yeah, I could believe
Oh,
that.
okay. That's the thing. Christine Baranski is one of my favorite actresses. I love her.
Yes. I
I
loved her
just,
in the birdcage.
oh, yeah. In the Birdcage, in My Big Fat Greek, no, not My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Mamma
No.
Mia.
Mamma Mia, yeah.
Yeah, she's wonderful in Mamma Mia. And I will say, as an actor, she is brilliant in the role, and I don't think anyone else could have played it
No,
of Beverly Hofstadter,
no.
because it takes a really good actor to make me hate a character this much.
Yeah, and she's very monotone. She
Yeah.
doesn't have any up or down. It's basically when she says, "I have to urinate." It's the same
Yeah.
monotone that she does in the apartment to when she does it in the cafeteria.
And she's so consistent with the character. And even in future episodes, as the character begins to grow,
Yeah,
you see it as her,
yeah, yeah.
not these
Her
like massive
character
shifts.
arc just
Yeah.
really is it's yeah, she's just
Yeah.
wonderful in it.
Yeah. Cannot say enough wonderful things about Christine Baranski
Yeah.
or how much I hate Beverly Hofstadter. I hate,
Yes.
loathe, and despise that woman
Yes, you do.
because she is horrible to my friend.
Yes.
And yes, I believe fictional characters are real people.
Yes, she does.
I'm a reader.
She is.
I am, and I watch way too much TV.
That's fine.
Okay, so we had one lunch at Caltech. That was our only food this week.
Food light episode.
Yes, very light. In fact, we didn't
Okay.
even really see food. We just saw cake.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, our question for the week.
Yep.
What is something that instantly makes you feel 15 years old again, no matter how grown up you are?
Movies
So,
and music.
so yeah, movies, music, food, what
Yeah.
someone might say to you, anything counts.
Hmm.
It's like the other day, I was talking to someone and they happened to have music playing in the background, and this song came on, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so taking me back to high school,
Yeah.
you know?
It's
So,
really interesting. And I mean, obviously, I got the album when I was a lot younger. I would have been about 10, I was going to say. But there's Kiss have got the four solo albums, right?
mhm,
Now, I was given the best of the solo albums, which had Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace. So it was three tracks on each of each artist on there, right? But there is a picture of Ace Frehley, which has got the blue outline around him and his makeup. Looks absolutely spectacular. And every time I look at that picture, I don't know what it is, but it drags me back to when I was 10 years of age when I first saw it, of that feeling of when I was 10.
yeah,
So when you say, oh, when you're 15, yeah, I mean, I've seen movies that I'll see again. I'm like, oh my God, I remember when I first watched this. Or,
yep,
oh my God, I've never seen this on the big screen until I had my own home cinema.
yeah.
So yeah, there are certainly aspects of, even, as you said, even food. Um, God, we used to have this thing in Australia called, I think we've still got it now. I don't know, but we had it called Whiz Fizz, right? What?
Whiz
Whiz
Fizz
Fizz,
makes
W
it
I
sound like you're drinking pee.
I know, no, it was called Whiz Fizz, right? And it was a bag. It would have been, okay, it would have been about that big, right?
Hmm.
Right? And what you
He's
would
holding
do,
up a index card, by
yeah,
the way, small
what you
index
would
card.
do is you would rip open the top and it had a spoon in it. And all it was powder. That's all it was. I mean, it was just basically,
So you'd
you
lick
know,
the spoon and then just lick it off the spoon.
yeah. And I
You
would
know what
have
it
that.
sounds like is the stuff in Pixie Sticks.
That's what it was. But we called it Whiz Fizz.
I love Pixie Sticks.
Right. So, okay, so you can understand the reference.
Yeah.
Pixie sticks in a bag called Whiz Fizz. And we
Now,
and it was when the it was just a regular plastic spoon. Oh my God, plastic was not reusable. You never reused it. But you would get to a point where it was so like damp after you put it in your mouth. You just like put it in, put it out, and it was like covered with Whiz Fizz. Um, I had that for years. And you see something like that, or we used to have these things in Australia. FAGS, fags.
okay. In England, those are cigarettes. Another
Right.
name for cigarettes.
Okay. We had them and they were candy cigarettes.
Okay.
But
That makes
because
sense.
of political correctness now,
Yeah.
they're called fads, FADS.
Okay.
And the red part, I think is still there. I'm not sure. Never had them since. But we used to have those. We used to think that we had like we were candy cigarettes or we were
Cool.
we were really cool. But we had those. So yeah, those certain
And they
things.
had this stuff in them that you could suck out and make it look like you were actually puffing on a cigarette.
Not our
But
one.
but
Ours
you
was
but
full
you
candy.
only could get two between one and three actual puffs out of it, and then it was gone.
Yeah, no, we never had that. All it
Yeah.
was just it was fully it was just a full
Yeah, it
candy.
was like sugar powder or something.
Yeah. No, ours was just full candy. That's all it was. But yeah, so that's what we basically had. So yeah, I can certainly understand there are certain things that I've seen and heard and even tasted that drag me back to when I was 15 years of age
Yeah.
or even younger. So
That's one of the things that okay, and it's actually something that I miss from America that you can't get here was is what are called Smarties. And Smarties in this country are a lot like M&Ms.
yeah,
They're candy coated chocolate.
they are.
And they tend to be smaller. The chocolate's not as rich, but they're basically M&Ms. And Smarties over there, it's a little round hard candy with an S stamped into it. And it's a sweet and sour. Okay, so you know those two-tone sherbet lollies
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
have that kind of sweet and sour feel to
Yeah,
them?
I remember
It's
those.
like that, only in a small round hard candy.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
you suck on them. I mean, that was Smarties were like my favorite. No, sorry. Yeah. Okay. No, sorry. Smarties were the little tiny things wrapped in like a whole line of them, different colors
And they're wrapped
in that
in a
little plastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you actually undo them, and yeah, I know which ones you mean.
Oh, I
They were
can't.
really hard candy
Oh, crap. Now I can't remember the name of the other ones. They weren't Smarties. Smarties are the little, and which are also a favorite that you really can't get over here either, the American style Smarties.
because our ones
Um,
are sherbets
yeah.
in the little pack, the little
Yeah,
pack.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I can't think of what they're called now. Darn it. Oh, I'm gonna have to look. Okay, this is gonna bug me.
it's gonna wake her up at 3 o'clock in the morning if she doesn't look for it,
Yeah,
everyone.
it really is. It's really gonna bug me.
Talk
Uh,
amongst yourself, everybody. Remember, this the 20th. Get your application in. Say, I want to be part of the Christmas giveaway. You're going to miss it if you don't.
yes, you will.
It's a good thing. It's a good present. We don't give crap away. We're actually giving something really awesome away for the very first time.
Oh,
So,
I can't. I'm so jealous.
yes, she is. She should be. It is awesome.
Ah,
Did you
itchy,
find
itchy
them?
nose. Um,
Are you going to share your screen to so everyone can see?
no, because I haven't found anything yet.
Oh, I thought you found it.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope. Nope. Uh, nope. Um,
Even Barney wants to know what's going on.
nope. I can't find it. Sorry, guys. This is really bugging me now.
All right, well, she'll find it after we finish the podcast.
Yeah, probably.
So we have any fun facts or crazy credits?
Oh yeah. Chuck
Hmm.
Lorre Productions number 240. I like this one. A wise man once told me that we are all God in drag. I like that. Sometimes when I'm in a public place or sitting at a stoplight, I'll watch people walking by and I'll silently say to myself, he's God, she's God, he's God, she's God. Before long, I always find myself feeling a warm sense of affinity for these strangers. The experience is even more powerful when I do this while observing a person who is clearly suffering. On occasion, I'll test my little spiritual practice by turning on Fox News. Within minutes, I become an atheist. I like that one.
Okay. That's a nice one.
Yeah, I like
Short,
that one.
sharp, and shiny on that one.
Yep. Okay. Um, all right. So the question, what's something that makes you feel 15 years old again, no matter how grown up you are?
Yep.
Next week we're doing season 2, episode 16, the cushion saturation.
However, before that, on
We've
Thursday,
got the
we're
Christmas
doing
straw.
the Christmas show.
Yeah.
So the Christmas show is going to drop on our 25th of December, which will be everybody else's 24th of December. So you
Yep.
can actually see the
On
draw
Christmas Eve.
as it happens.
Yep.
So, and within the space of maybe 20 minutes, half an hour after it's been done and we've been finished, it will be up ready for everybody to see on YouTube. And it is going to be a video podcast on Spotify as well. So wherever you are in the world, you can watch the draw and see that we did not doctor it all.
Are
It was
are
being
are
done.
we going to send up a reminder to say, hey, we're going live in like 30 minutes or something?
No, no, it's not going to be a live episode.
Oh,
We're
okay.
going to do a regular episode and then I'm going to put it up on Facebook. Sorry, put it up on YouTube and put it up on Spotify so everyone can see that we actually did the draw and it was
Okay.
done. So
Okay.
that's the
Awesome.
25th of December, everybody. So as I said, today's the 20th. You've got till today in the world to
So
get
go
it
do it
in.
now.
Do it now. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so that wraps up this phenomenally long issue. Thank you for bearing with
All right.
us. If you actually listened to the part up front, thank you for
Yes.
that. We love having you as part of our PMS family. Like I said, it is the 20th of December, 2025, and we want to wish all of our PMS family, and by extension, all of your families, a very happy and peaceful and joyous holiday season, regardless of what you celebrate or even if you don't celebrate this time of year.
Yep.
We can't wait to see you next time for season
In
2,
5 days.
episode 16, the cushion saturation. We
Yep.
hope that you will leave us a like and a review wherever you listen to podcasts, and also follow the Facebook page and join the group because we do put a lot of fun stuff up there that's not just Big Bang Theory in the group. I end up finding a ton of like nerdverse stuff like Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, and I
She
post
does.
all of that up there.
Yeah. And we also want to thank again Craig
Yes.
very much for the coffee donation. We really appreciate it. As I said, as Kat said, we put it up on the Facebook page to show that we did go for a
Yep.
coffee, or hot chocolate and iced chocolate today.
And if you
But
want to do, and if you want to shout us a coffee and stay anonymous, just let us know, and we'll say a very lovely and kind person shouted us a coffee, but they prefer to remain anonymous. We're happy to
yep,
do that. The
absolutely.
link to do that, if you want to show us a little love and appreciation for the podcast, there's the link on the About section of the Facebook page, the About section of the group, in the show notes on both Spotify and YouTube.
Yes, it is.
So you're always welcome to reach out to us. There's a PayPal me link everywhere.
Yep.
And we hope you have a wonderful holiday and we will
And
catch. Oh,
well, wait a minute. Just one more thing. Remember, on the 25th of December, if you are alone, if you're a little bit lonely, if you want to, someone to talk to, just reach out to us before the 25th and just say, is there any chance you can jump on a Zoom with me
yep,
and we can have a bit of a chat? Even we can even sit here and watch an episode of Big Bang together.
yep, absolutely. We are
Don't be
more than
shy.
happy to do
We are
that.
not celebrities. We are
No.
regular people.
Yep.
Happy to happy to be there and hang out with you.
And we're just hanging out with the dog. So
Yeah. So
yeah, we're not
yeah,
going anywhere.
no, we're here.
All right. So fam, thanks again for joining us. We can't wait to see you for at the next episode of season 2, episode 16, the cushion saturation. And in the meantime, we'll catch up at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye everyone.